People, what's going on? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Today, I got Northside in the building. And just for all you people who thought we still had beef, we're cool, we're Gucci, or at least I am. I don't know about you. Is there any problems?
We're good, man. We're good.
Yeah. And also, stop repping Kendrick, bro. That guy's shit, bro. Let's be honest. We all know Drake won that battle. Kendrick might have won the battle, but Drake won the war.
Nah.
Drake won the battle. Kendrick
What war
won the war.
did Drake win?
Sorry, Drake won the war. Kendrick won the battle. That's what I meant to say. Even I'm messing up now. What the fuck? Anyways, let's get started.
Man.
We got a lot to talk about. Today's video, we're going to talk about Arteta, Arsenal's expectations, the squad depth and expectations. But before we get to the squad depth and expectations and the bench, how are you feeling about the first 3 games? Northside?
You can hear me, yeah? It looks like
I can hear you loud and clear. I just wanted to know what do you think of the first 3 games?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
The first 3 games. The Man United game, atrocious performance, but we got the win. Leeds were a lot better. And Liverpool was an absolute disgraceful performance. So I think it's just the same bad form we saw in preseason. I remember when you said, we are not, don't worry guys about preseason. We're not going to reveal the way we're going to play at the start of the season going into the rest of the season. I've seen nothing tactically different from this manager. And I think that's a completely valid point to point out about Mikel Arteta. There was a lot of questions after the PSG game and other games like that. And going into the season, I've seen different.
Bro, is it me or is it lagging? You good?
I keep seeing it lagging. Is it just me?
No, it is lagging, but I think it's better now. I think it's good now. Go ahead. Go ahead. So we heard you perfectly.
Yeah, I haven't seen
that last little sentence. We didn't catch that.
Okay. Yeah, I just feel like it's a completely fair criticism of this manager that we're not seeing an evolution as to how he's setting his team up with better players on the bench and better players available, especially us getting a striker that we wanted, getting a number 10 that everybody said is an upgrade from Odegaard. I think it's fair to criticize the manager and say, well, you got better players available. Why are we seeing the same tactics from last season's broken bench?
You know what? We're going to speak about the bench and the squad in a second because I don't know if you've seen the video, but a certain club legend had a comment to say about it. And I think it's interesting. And maybe we should just go to it now because it's very relevant. Sol Campbell spoke to Football London about Arsenal's bench. And he had this to say about it.
I think every manager, every player, we all want to win. If it keeps on going without winning, yeah, you're playing really good football, you're just missing out. You're remembered by is what you've won, the trophies, and how you've won it, how you've played football, things like that. But ultimately, have you won anything?
First thing, I have to fully agree with him there. He's fully calling out the manager there, saying you have to start winning. It's great that you're doing so well, but you have to start winning. So for once, you can see even the most positive Arsenal fans agree with you, Northside. The manager has to start delivering trophies. Expectations are to start winning. We have a great team now. But I think this is the next part where it was the main point that I wanted to get to.
I think for me, getting a forward, getting a good injection of money this summer, I think it's good for the club. It's good for Arteta. Then I think once he's got his whole team, and then I think judge him after that. You can't judge him, at the moment. He's brought the club on such a kind of an incredible journey. I think every manager, every player.
So his exact words, just to be clear, where Sol Campbell says Arteta needs this. Sol Campbell says Arteta needs this summer to put things put together his ultimate team and should be judged after next season. So would you say that's fair? We should judge Arteta after next season, or should he still be judged off of what he did previously?
No, I think this is the problem. This is why we've got to this position, because there's too many excuses at the end of the day. He got the striker that he wanted. He got the number 10 that he wanted. He got certain defensive backups that he wanted as well. So why can't he be judged? This is not phase one, where people were saying he had to rebuild the team. The squad has been rebuilt, and to a point where we've even got rid of players that he's brought into the club. We're looking to move on Martinelli. We moved on Fabi Vieira and Lokongas and players like that. So it's gotten to the point where the rebuild is now rebuilding again. I don't think we need to give him any more time. And I recall this fan base telling us that. How long did it take Klopp? And now we're 2 years over that mark. To say that we need another year, I think is disingenuous. The whole defense has been rebuilt by him. He's got the goalkeeper he wants. The whole midfield has been revamped by him. The attack has been built by this manager. What else does he need? I just don't agree. I don't agree with that.
I'm not saying he needs anything else, Northside. I agree with you. We have the squad. We have a really good squad now. Do you agree there?
We do have a really good squad, yeah.
Okay, and with the bench being sorted now, finally, I know you've spoken so many times about the bench. We've had so many arguments about the bench. Now you can agree that the bench is sorted. Because I'm going into the game versus Nottingham Forest, no Saka, no Havertz, no Saliba, and I'm still unfazed. Like, I'm confident.
Do you know what it is? Egal, if you want a goal scorer, you got Gyökeres. If he wants a different type of striker that's going to link up play, he's got Jesus and Havertz. If he wants wingers, well, he bought Madueke. He also kept Martinelli so far. He's got Saka. He's got Dalman that's come through the academy. In the midfield, you got Zubimendi to do the Partey role. If you want a bit more of a creative midfield, you can put Ethan, you can put Odegaard in the 10, and you can have Zubimendi. If you want to shut up shop, you've got Rice, you've got Zubimendi.
So the bench is fixed.
The thing is, he's got options. The options that the fan base wanted, he's got those options. Whether I rate them or not, he has got what he wanted. If he wants a left back that's going to create from deep, he's got Skelly on the left. If he wants someone that's going to run down the channels, he's got Calafiori. There's options there. You've got Ben White on the right, you've got Timber there. So at the end of the day, we also got Mascara that a lot of people are being happy with. Obviously, Saliba looks like he's out. There is no excuse.
You don't rate Mascara?
I need to see more. Do you know what it is? Do you remember when we got Calafiori and Timber? I reserved my judgment because I said I need to see more of them because before they came to Arsenal, I didn't see them. So I said, give me like 12 games. I want to see a level of consistency and I want to watch them week in, week out, and then I'll make my verdict on that player. So that's the same with Mascara. I feel like too many people talk about players they don't watch week in, week out. And I think that's disingenuous. If you don't know about the player, just say I don't watch him. But, he did okay when he came on. He did well. But let's see about consistency because we've seen this from Kivio. We've seen this from other players where they have a good game. Calafiori, what was it, last season, scoring against Man City. But there was a lot of times he got caught out defensively. So I want to see consistency before I hype up a player. But my point is, the manager has been backed. We can't go out of this transfer window. I don't think it's a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10.
No, I understand that. But
the manager's been
before we go on to the manager,
get that.
Before we go on to the manager, I want to establish if we both agree on the squad. Because then I think it's fair to put majority of the pressure on the manager once you believe that the squad is good enough. Do you believe the squad is good enough? And the manager is putting us back?
The squad is good enough.
Then we can finally understand each other. Because up until this point, we can both agree that the bench was not good enough. The squad was not good enough. And we were kind of competing to a level where you're playing with Eddie Nketiah and Fabio Vieira in a title race. You had another title race where you had guys like Rob Holding coming off the bench. Kivio showed up that he's actually a much better player than we originally thought. But some of these guys should have been given more opportunities. I can give you credit. I can understand fair criticism of Arteta. Can you also understand that the squad has not been this good up until now?
Yeah, but I feel like that's been by design, though. When the manager's going out there and making Jesus our main striker when he only scored 14 goals in the league season under Pep, that this guy's supposed to be the understudy for, I think it's arrogance to think that this manager's going to get more from him. If this manager's continuing with Martinelli for 2 years in bad form, when once upon a time Martinelli was supposed to be up there with Saka, and when we asked more numbers of Saka, Saka grew and Martinelli regressed. When this manager is bringing in Sterling as rotation for Saka, that's by design.
That was the manager.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, why didn't we go out there and address that? Yeah, but
we were desperate.
Yeah, but for a long time we didn't have. It was years. It was like 4 years.
Let's bring it back to Jesus though. Jesus is not a scrub, bro. Jesus came into the club. He was amazing the first 6 months. It was injuries away for the Brazil national team that made him go into the spiral of injury after injury after injury. It wasn't the manager's fault.
I disagree. This is the same manager. I disagree. The way he dealt with Timber is exactly the same way he dealt with Partey when Partey came on and he was limping and he pushed him back onto the pitch. It was the same manager that started last season, Ben White, injured, and we could see he was injured. It was the same manager that played Saka in pre-season. I could see Saka was not 100% back. The same manager that when we got an injury, he started playing Havertz into the ground to the point that he got injured. It's the same manager that played Odegaard injured. We have seen multiple examples of this manager running players into the ground or rushing them back or playing them within an injury. That goes down to management. It's no surprise that Partey wasn't injury prone but became injury prone under this manager. Jesus wasn't injury prone, became injury prone under this manager.
Jesus was injury prone. At City, he was injury prone. He had hamstring injuries. He had knocks. If you look back, he had multiple years where he had missed, where he had issues.
Are you going to sit here and say that his management of injured players has been correct? Are we surprised that Saliba has gone down injured? How many more players need to go down injured to see that the way that he's bringing players back isn't correct? He's bringing them back too early, or do you know what it was? His example that he could have showed us is bringing Timber off. When he's hopping like that, you don't make him continue. You say, go down, we're making a sub. Call for the ref. He is down. Do not aggravate the injury. The fact that Saliba twisted his ankle and he saw in the warm-up, this is unforgivable, Egal. Even you can't defend this. To see a player in warm-up that's twisted his ankle, his words, Arteta's words, he twisted his ankle, but the player told me that he could continue. Sorry, you're supposed to protect your players, bro. You are not supposed to. You're supposed to go to the medics and say, yo, he twisted his ankle. What's your recommendation? Right, we're getting him up. We're not even going to risk it. It's a long season. We need to win something. That's down to his management. And that's within one game, 2 poor decisions that led to injuries. Come on, bro. You can't defend this right now. It's poor. You can't excuse that. There's no valid reason. You've got Mascara on the bench. And if you believe in Mascara that you bought in, you should have said, Saliba, we're saving you. It doesn't matter how big the game is. We're saving you because it's a long season. Mascara is going to start. It's not ideal, but we're doing what we're going to do. Plus, he had 3 DMs in the midfield. So why are you so shocked to start Mascara? You're starting 3 DMs.
I don't put that all on the manager. The manager does not do that unless he gets the green light from the physio also. So it's also partially on them also. It's not just the manager. The player also obviously wants to play. The physio and the manager have to protect the player from themselves. But it is mostly on the physio giving the green light that was okay to do.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's worked with Pep. What did Pep used to do? Start of the season, Pep would rotate his team. Why? To avoid injuries, to avoid fatigue. He'd use his squad. This manager's brought in so many players. Why don't you take a leaf out of Pep's book? If you believe in these players and say to these players, because he bigs them up in the press conferences, oh, we've got loads of players. We need to love our players. We've got great players. Utilize them. And an injury or aggravation to get injured is the best example of using it. If he started Mascara and we got told that Saliba twisted his ankle, even I wouldn't criticize that, bro. I would say he did the best that he could. Now, if Mascara doesn't put in the performance, then I look back and say, okay, well, Saliba was injured. So I understand it. There's decisions that he can make that he can get understanding from the fan base. What I can't understand is playing players injured. And what I can't understand is having better options off the bench. Skelly, creative. Ethan, creative. Dalman, creative. Our best player in pre-season. Do you know what I'm saying? No idea of how to link up with Gyökeres. Look at the way that Kudus went into the team and is linking up with Richarlison. You can see the idea.
For one game.
Yeah, but you can see the idea. I can't see the idea. I'm seeing Gyökeres making the runs. People are cussing Gyökeres.
But it's also easier when you're playing Burnley and not when you're playing Man United and Liverpool.
Okay, but bro, even pre-season up till now, we have struggled to get Gyökeres involved in the game, and I don't see a game plan there. And when I'm looking at other
pre-season games, to be fair,
when I'm seeing, bro, I've not seen any idea. Do you know what I see? People are getting onto Gyökeres. You may agree with this or not. I see people getting onto Gyökeres. I don't blame Gyökeres. A striker's making the runs at the right time. It's not my fault I don't receive the ball. It's your fault. Why are you not receiving?
Can you bring it back to Arteta though? 1 second. I don't blame Arteta for players' injuries simply because Thomas Partey, Kieran Tierney, some of these guys are injury prone. As for the likes of Gabriel Jesus getting consistent knee injuries, that happened. His original knee injury was a freak accident while on international duty. The rest of the injuries happened immediately after he came back. So it's just his body letting him down. Bukayo Saka having having a hamstring injury, that was good. That was going to happen because he was playing too much. That I can put on you can put on the manager. But overall, a lot of the injuries I don't put on the manager. We had 2 full seasons where we did not have too many injuries. The problem was we didn't have the squad depth. If we did get 1 or 2 injuries to handle the injuries, now we have the squad depth to handle the injuries, and we're still suffering from injuries. It's early in the season, 3 games into the season. We can't say it's because the manager is playing the players too much. It's 3 games into the season. Sometimes we just have to hold our hands up and say you're unlucky, or look at the training methods and be like, maybe we're training too hard in training. That is the only thing I'll say the manager can do better. Maybe fix the way we're training.
No, I disagree, Egal. I disagree. I think you're making too many excuses where you don't want to put blame on the manager. I'm sorry. When you're running Saka down into the ground, he's playing internationals, he's playing the cups, he's playing in the league, he's playing in the Champions League or Europa League consecutively.
The best players all do that.
No, but you have to protect your players, or you have to rotate your players at times. Yes, you need them for the big games and a lot of the season, but there's times where you have to save the player. And there's nobody's shocked that Ben White was one of our most consistent defenders for a long time on the right back. I actually really like Ben White. He's been poor due to playing week in, week out. Saka, week in, week out. Havertz last season, week in, week out, until he played Merino. He only changed that up when Havertz was injured to play Merino up front. This is poor management by the manager. And the fact that you're sitting here saying, oh, but the best players play week in, week out. Bro, I've told you, Pep rotates his team. Liverpool do rotation. All the top managers do rotation. We used to even see Wenger, bro. Wenger used to play, yeah. He'd give a lot of opportunities to the academy players in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and see who could sink or swim. And using those players, we'd get to quarterfinals, semi-finals alone, just using those players. And a lot of them would shine the same way that we used Ethan last season and Skelly.
If you want to say it's down to the manager, I think that it's also down to squad planning, and it's partially unlucky some of these injuries. But hey, we can put it down to training. We can put it down to overplaying players. But there are some of the best players in the world play every single game, and sometimes they don't get injured. Because last year, William Saliba played every single game in the Premier League, every single minute. That was not down to we didn't have a substitute. He was capable of doing it. But hey, that's completely different. You want to talk about Gyökeres? I don't think Gyökeres is simply down to the fact that, he's not performing well. It's down to the fact that we played 2 games that are not really striker games. The game against Liverpool, both Ekitike and Gyökeres were kind of out of the game. Even Mo Salah was out of the game. Can we just acknowledge the Liverpool game was a tactical battle between 2 teams where both attacks were neutralized, and neither attack was really utilized to the best of its ability because the midfield and the defense were holding down that game and controlled the majority of that game. Going back to the game versus Manchester United and Manchester United and Leeds. Leeds, he scored 2 goals. We played the ball into the channel for him. We played to his strengths. So it's really just one game where you can say he didn't play well, in my opinion, which is the game versus Liverpool versus Manchester United. The other two games he either played very well or nobody in the attacks played well at all. Everyone was kind of neutralized.
Bro, Egal, listen to what you just said.
Yeah.
You're saying it's not an attacking game when we need to play for the 3 points. We had 14 draws last season. We need to go out there and win the league. Listen, I'm going to ask you one question, yeah?
That Liverpool game was not an attacking game.
In preseason and the 2 games, Man United and Leeds were far the superior team in terms of a squad. Tell me what the idea was to get Gyökeres into the game, please. How are we playing to get him into the game?
Versus Liverpool.
Versus Leeds and Manchester United, even before we get on to
first Manchester United, if you remember the first half, we tried to play counter-attacking football and we were going end to end. It was out of control.
Bro, most of the opportunities that he created, making runs, we were either playing it too late or not releasing the ball, bro. We were not releasing the ball. Our crosses weren't reaching him and we were not releasing the ball properly. This goes down to the manager. You've brought in a striker to make sure that our attack is not one-sided and we only have Saka as our main striker. Gyökeres makes runs. He makes darting runs and tries to lose the centre-back. When he drops a shoulder and tries to make space, we don't give him the ball. I'm seeing too many times Martinelli holding on to the ball. Madueke taking shots instead of giving service to Gyökeres. I'm seeing us play 3 DMs. I'm seeing Odegaard taking forever to release the ball to Gyökeres. I don't blame Gyökeres. I blame the system. I blame the manager in not instructing these players of how to play Gyökeres through. When he's through on goal, we hold the ball. Martinelli was holding the ball. He could have gave it into Gyökeres against Liverpool. What does he do? Run it out of play. What is going on? I don't see patterns.
But that's
of
also
play.
down to the player not being good enough. Let's be real.
The player's not good enough, which goes down to the way that Arteta has built this team. But it also goes down to the instructions by the manager, because Kudus has went into Tottenham, and I'm not saying Kudus is world class. What I'm saying is you can see the patterns of play and how Kudus is going to get Richarlison involved in the game. You can see how Mateta gets service at Crystal Palace. You can see how João Pedro
Okay, perfect.
service at Chelsea.
Bring it back to
You can
Mateta.
see how Ekitike is getting
Bring
service.
it back to Mateta. By the way, Ekitike played against us in the Liverpool game. Gyökeres was better than Ekitike and Mo Salah. Both of them brought nothing to that game.
But that's one game. What I'm saying is, on a consistent basis, we're not seeing Gyökeres get involved.
Okay, we only have a 3-game sample size in actual football that was being played that wasn't preseason. In those 3 games, I can only say there was one poor performance, based on the fact that in that game versus Manchester United, nobody really was good in our attack. Our build-up was not that good. We scored a set piece. We held on to the goal, and we won. And we got out of there with the win, even though it wasn't like a great performance. The game versus Leeds, we actually played the ball into the channel. We gave him an opportunity to get 1v1. We played to his strengths. The game versus Liverpool, nobody got involved in the attacking end. Nobody got to do anything because the two teams were so well balanced defensively. They neutralized each other. I don't think this is a good enough sample size, Northside, to judge the manager on how Gyökeres is going to be implemented at Arsenal. After 3 games, yes, it's not been amazing, but at the same time, we've played tougher opponents. I expect better performances versus Nottingham Forest. I actually expect better performances versus Man City at home than I do from what I've seen away at Anfield and away at Liverpool. And then I think after a 10-game sample size, if we still have the same issues, I'll be the first one to say Arteta has to do something different. But I think he already has, by going and signing Eze, by going and saying we need more creativity into the team. And that in itself will give us more service. That in itself will give similar service to how Mateta has service, or you'll see similar service to how Haaland has more service. We'll see that now that we have more creators on the pitch. But yeah, I do think the first 3-game sample size for Arsenal and Gyökeres has not been a real good introduction to what he's capable of because of how the team has been set up. And yeah, you can say that's partially down to the manager or to the difficulty of the opponents. But we needed to get the 3 points in those games. And luckily we got 6 out of 9. Unfortunately, Gyökeres couldn't do much in that Liverpool game, but nobody did much in that Liverpool game.
Bro, we're still starting with Martinelli. Is this manager learning? We're still starting with Madueke. Bro, our youngsters have been...
Madueke is the only backup for Saka.
Bro, Dauman can play there. We played him there in pre-season. And let's be real, he already looks better than Madueke. Let's be honest about it.
You have to protect the youth, you said. You have to protect players.
I never said that. You said that.
No, you said you have to protect players from themselves.
Bro, the season just started. As Dauman played week in, week out, season after season.
Would you have started Dauman versus Liverpool away?
Come on, what are we doing here?
Would you have started Dauman Liverpool away?
Of course, 100%. He's 10 times a player, Madueke. 100%. And don't shake your head like that. Don't shake your head. Do you know why I don't shake your head like that? No. Do you know why I don't shake your head like that? Because with that logic, you should have asked for Skelly. You should have asked for Skelly to be holding bench last season. But guess what? He gave the opportunity and he grabbed it, and he's become our main left back. Saka came into the team, young player. He started as a fullback, was given opportunity based on performances, and he became the Saka that we know now. Fabregas was given the opportunity, became the player that we know. Alex Song, after Fabregas left, given the opportunity, became the player that we know. Adebayor, Van Persie, bro. If players are good enough, you give them the opportunity. Of course, you're going to have to rotate them in the cup games where there's other players that can do a job and you can rest them, especially at the start of the cup games. But at the end of the day, if you don't reward players based on performances, why are they in the starting lineup? Based on what? Martinelli was supposed to move on.
What's your best 11 then?
Starting him, a player that we've seen is absolutely atrocious. And his performances have backed exactly what I've said. I like players to be picked based on performances. That's one thing. That's when I can't argue with a player. If you're performing, then you can play. Martinelli's not playing well. Madueke the bar was so low. He looked great because the bar was so low. This is not a play that we wanted. It's not a play that we should be starting with, bro. When I'm seeing Ethan with limited minutes last season, you can't even deny it. 10 minutes, 15 minutes of a game, impacting games in the cups, in the league, and this is the thanks that he gets. Darman performing excellently.
I'm gonna come back to you, Northside. 1 second. Let me just read this, and then we'll do what's your best 11. Why the noise about Glock 9? He played 3 games. Havertz was a disaster and took him 9 games to register a goal and an assist. He's not saying that. He's talking about Arteta not implementing his style to get the best out of a player. He's not speaking about Gyökeres, just so you know where we're going with this conversation. Quickly, Northside, this is what's your best 11 for the game versus Forest? You're saying Max is starting in your eyes. You're starting Max Dalman. Who else? Eze?
Yeah. Eze.
And you're putting Noni on the left?
No. Dalman on the wing. Ethan on the wing.
Wait, what? Ethan in the middle.
Ethan on the wing. I want Eze and the 10.
Okay, so where's Dalman going to play?
I don't want Martinelli.
Where's Ethan playing on the left?
Eze in the 10. Cool. That can rise Zubimendi. Calafiori, get him off. Skelly.
So this is the 11 you expect Arteta to play, or just the 11 you want to see?
Yep, that's our best team.
Okay.
Yep.
I think Eze is going to predominantly play on the left.
No.
I don't think, and if Odegaard's not fit, then I can see Ethan starting. But in no way do I think Max Dalman's going to be starting a Premier League game yet.
Bro, look at that team. Look, go back to what I said. Yeah, if you want more creativity, if it's a team that we're Nottingham Forest, obviously we've got to respect Nottingham Forest in terms of their attack. Yeah, you can play Odegaard in the 10 instead of Rice, and then when you want to shore it up, you can play Rice. You know what I mean? That's how we should be playing for the 3 points, playing for the win. Eze, I don't know if that's your team, but Eze has to be in the 10 for me. 10. He's not effective enough on the wing. Yeah, that is a team that has creativity. They have goals. Gyökeres has goals. Ethan has goals. Dalman will give us penalties. Will take on players. Take on the fullback. Zubimendi can create from deep. Eze is creative. Lewis Skelly is creative. There you go.
No, Ethan Winery doesn't play on the left. I've never seen him play on the left. And Mikel Arteta likes to have right-footed players on the left-hand side, not left-footed.
It would
players.
be Ethan or Dalman on the left, but either way, they both got to play in the wings because the rest of them are just rubbish.
All right. To be realistic, the back four, Calafiori or Skelly, either one, it doesn't matter. Calafiori, I think, has had the better start to the season. He's been our best player, actually, in the first 3 games, in my opinion.
You rate him, yeah? You rate Calafiori?
I think he's going to start. Yeah, I think he's been amazing to start the season. The goal versus Manchester United, great performance versus Leeds, where he got the flick-ons for the 2 assists for Timber, and he had a great performance versus Mo Salah away at Anfield. Eze, if he starts in the 10 or if he starts out wide, either way, I know Nani Madueke is going to start. We signed Nani Madueke to be the backup for Saka. Max Dalman, he's going to come in maybe last 30 minutes of the game. I don't see him starting Premier League games yet.
Is that what you think the manager's going to do?
Yes.
You would do?
This is what I think the manager would do, and this is what I would do. This is what I would do.
Okay.
I don't think Max Dalman should be starting Premier League games yet. Bring him in off the bench. He also just had international duties. You don't want to run these kids down you don't want to run these guys playing too many minutes at the age of 15, bro. The kid's 15. You have to remember.
Bro, you can make a substitution at half time.
His fitness levels might not be ready enough to play 60 plus minutes at the Premier League level.
But who said 60 plus minutes? You can get him off at half time if you want to. Just because you start him doesn't mean he has to see out the 90 minutes, bro.
All right. I'm looking at Nottingham Forest as a very physical team with pace and power. I don't want Max Dalman starting the game. He can come off the bench. I think we understand Max Dalman's a great talent, but we don't want to have a 15-year-old playing week in, week out. It just doesn't make sense yet. I think we need to ease him in.
Of the day, I didn't build this team in it. So the reason that we're relying on the kid is because of how poor the recruitment for the wingers have been. That's the facts. We should have recruited better players because I wouldn't want to rely on Max Dalman. But I don't rate Madueke. I don't rate Martinelli, and I don't rate Trossard like that. So at the end of the day,
I think this is what's going to happen versus Nottingham Forest, to be fair.
Bro, Eze is not as effective in the. Why is Eze even accommodating for Odegaard? Odegaard's been rubbish. This is what I mean about this. This is what I hate about Arteta. I actually hate it. Yeah, he rewards players that don't play well, and then other players that play well get benched. Make that actually logically make sense. Give me one performance. Yeah, give me one performance so far as our captain. So don't give me the excuse that the season just started. He's our captain. One reason why Odegaard should be in that starting 11.
He's the captain. Obviously, he's the captain.
He's the captain. So basically,
obviously he's the captain, and he's only played a couple of minutes.
The captain's armband is protecting his stinking performances. Is that what we're doing?
Either Odegaard or Ethan, either way, I think Eze is going to play out wide. And what he's going to do is, 1 second, let me just show you Palace. Palace is set up. Crystal Palace is set up. He was operating in this area here. Eze was operating in this area here. If he's playing out wide for us, for Arsenal, he's still going to be able to operate in that similar area.
Yeah, but Odegaard's going to get in his way, bro.
Odegaard drifts to the right. Odegaard doesn't get into his way. Odegaard's heat map.
He's more to the right when Saka plays. Saka's out. Whenever
Odegaard plays, he tends to drift to the right-hand side. That's why our left is so weak. With Eze, he's allowed to operate in all this space, which then gives Calafiori operation to move forward, and then will allow Declan Rice to stay back for defensive solidity.
Bro, I can't believe we're accommodating again for another player that's been absolutely atrocious, bro.
Bro, everyone accommodates for players. Liverpool's accommodating for Florian Wirtz. They're playing Szoboszlai, who's been their best player so
been playing shit for the last 2 seasons.
And Mo Salah doesn't do that. Same thing for Man City.
Come on, Egal. Come on, Egal. You've been disingenuous. Wirtz has not been playing.
Man City are accommodating for a poor defensive left back. They have no good. They have no good right back, and they're trying to have their wing backs fall back, go back and help out.
Bro, first of all, are those players been in that team for 2 seasons? Stinking
Which
it
team?
out.
Liverpool.
Has Wirtz been there for 2 years, bro?
He just joined.
Exactly. So what we doing? It's not like Odegaard just started playing crap. He's been crap. He's been
okay. What about Manchester United accommodating for Bruno, playing him in the middle?
I don't know how you can sit there and say, "Yo, certain players have been playing really well." Mascara,
your best players, your captains are gonna play regardless. And I think our best team.
Keeping him off the captain's armband. He shouldn't be captain. How is my captain one of my worst players on the pitch? He's one of the worst performing players on that pitch, bro. That's a fact.
When you see Eze and Odegaard and Gyökeres on the same pitch, you're not going to be saying that. Odegaard might have had a tough season last year, but he's still one of our best players when fit and available.
No, he was playing because we didn't go out there and recruit anyone that could actually rival him. Now that we've got better, he can hold bench, bro.
Ethan can challenge him for a spot. If Ethan's playing better than him, he can jump in. But I think Eze is going to play out wide on the left, and I think he's going to be drifting inwards.
I just don't know why we're going to take away from Eze's game, playing him out wide to accommodate a number 10 that's been absolutely atrocious. I just don't think that's the right thing to do. I'm sorry. I just don't. I can't agree with that.
You play Eze here, and realistically, I don't see Max Dalman starting. So that would mean Martinelli would be starting.
No. I'm not starting Martinelli.
Or if Saka's not fit, basically you're saying Nani's going to be on that side and Saka's going to start. Obviously, when back fit and available.
Okay, when everyone's available, Saka starts. I have Saka and Dalman on the wings. That's what I'd have.
Where would Saka start?
I put Saka on the left and I put Dalman on the right.
So why are you accommodating for a 15-year-old?
Because the 15-year-old is better than the wingers that your manager decided to bring to my club, bro.
Bro, we can't.
Wait, is it my fault that we got? Is it my fault that we kept Martinelli? Is it my fault that we kept Trossard? Is it my fault that we got Madueke, bro? If we went out there and got Lookman,
we can't change the whole team.
Egal. If we got a Lookman like I wanted, if we went and got Lookman, then Diamond would be on the bench. But guess what? Your manager effed us up in getting players, 52 million on a player that is worse than the player coming through the academy. That's not my fault, bro. Do you know what I mean? You're telling me about 50 million. Then why didn't your manager recruit better then? So then we didn't have to do this. Because I agree. We shouldn't have to be relying on this guy. But
you still don't rate the squad. You still don't rate the squad.
No, I rate overall, this squad, yeah, let me get this right. This squad is good enough. With a top manager, the squad is good enough to win trophies. It's good enough to win trophies.
Okay, so what's your expectations?
My expectation is for Arteta to win a major honor this season or get sacked.
Okay.
That is it.
And what do you think will happen?
He ain't going to win anything. And then you'll tell me that he's going to win something next season and hold on to next season.
No, bro. I've already said this numerous times. If Arteta doesn't win anything this year, personally, I'll be one of those people saying, I think it's time to move on.
I don't know, Egal. The reason I'm skeptical is because you told me this last season, bro. With all due respect, you told me this last season, bro.
And I think last season there was valid reasons to change your opinion.
Huh?
I think last year there was valid reasons to change your opinion. This year there's no excuses.
Okay, thank you. No excuses. That's what I expect. I hope you keep to your word, bro. I hope you keep to your word.
Everyone keeps saying that, and I hope we win, so I don't even have to worry about that. But
I hope we win as well.
But at the end of the day, if things do go left, it's been so many seasons. You now have a squad which I feel like is good enough to win and is one of the best squads in the league.
Yeah.
There's no arguing. We have a better defensive depth than every team in the league. We have good midfield depth. We just hope that our attack can start firing, and then we have the most balanced squad in the league. The only difference between us and Liverpool have the best attack. Liverpool have the best attack in the league with the defense that's still solid. I don't know if our attack will get to that level. Hopefully it can.
Can I say something? I don't know if you're going to agree. You know the 22-23 season, the way we played football, yeah? That's probably the best football that we played under this manager, right?
No, it wasn't. The best football we played was 2024, 2025 after January.
Okay, for me, it was 22-23. Personally, I felt like that was the best. Okay, cool. But we played very good football, 8 points clear, etc., etc., etc. Where we fell short, I think we dropped points. I think it was against Forest, and then we started spiraling down and weren't getting the results. Why can't this manager, Egal, blend the football that we played in 22-23, the attacking football? Because if we go out there and play for the 3 points, we have Merino to shut up shop. We've got Northside to shut up shop. We've got Zubimendi, Rice. We've got Mascara. We've got Timber. We've got Ben White. We've got so many defensive players. Why can't he balance both of the styles that he's got? Why not play for the 3 points and then shut up shop in the 80th minute? If we're 1-0 up and it's a slender lead, why can't he? Because he has got actually the players available. And both of us can agree that we've actually got a very good defense.
Northside, I think that is the plan. I think the plan is to blend the defensive style with the attacking prowess. But I don't think the first 3 games was a good example of what we're actually going to be capable of doing the whole season, because I think he just came into the season saying, instead of trying new things and implementing a new style to start the season off versus tough opponents, wait until we get past the first 3 tough away games and hit the ground running after the first international break. Because now we have a good 4 games before the next international break. So we can actually implement what we're doing, get ourselves started. And I think you're going to see better performance at home versus Nottingham Forest. I would expect better performance at home versus Man City. The Newcastle game might be difficult and tough, similar. It might not be as good looking as the previous games, but away from home, I expect it to be a little bit ugly. At home, I expect better performances. That's where I think we're going to see the attacking football, where we're going to see us going for it more often, where we're going to see more attacking prowess and counterattack playing to the strength of our players. And with Eze and Odegaard coming back into the team soon, you're going to see more creativity. I just don't think the beginning of the season is a good sample size of what we had. And last season, the ending of last season, we had so many injured players. I can't rely on a team where Mikel Marino is our striker to be saying, oh, this is the way we're going to play football forever. As for Mikel Marino, I think we kind of owe Mikel Arteta an apology after the Liverpool game. Mikel Marino seems like more of a 9 than a 6 now.
I don't owe him no apology, bro. Because at the end of the day, if Gyökeres gets injured and we're relying on him, you just said it. You don't want to be relying on Merino as a striker. You just said it.
That's our 3rd striker injured. We have Havertz injured, Jesus injured. If Gyökeres gets injured,
I think Merino's better than Havertz as a striker. I think he's better than Havertz. He's stronger on the
Marino's
ball. He takes shots when he has an opportunity. I think he's got more of a goal scorer's instinct than Havertz, bro. I'll be real.
Do you think he's been misprofiled as a youth player? Like, he could have been a good striker.
Yeah, well, we can see that he's more naturally a striker. I hear that, but this manager is misprofiled a lot of players. Zinchenko as a left back, you remember that one? He's pivotal to the way we play football. Don't think I forgot that one. He's pivotal to the style of play that Arteta's going to play. Calafiori is going to unlock Martinelli. You see all these things, yeah, I remember. Do you know why? Because this fan base go very quiet when it doesn't work out. Very quiet, bro. And you know what, yeah? Do you know what the most important player that needs to perform in this team? Do you know who it is, Egal? Do you know who it is?
No, but you went off topic. I wanted to bring it back to the Liverpool game.
Bro. If Zubimendi does not live up to the level of Partey, we are effed, bro. We are effed.
Zubimendi's already better than Partey, but he's already better than Partey because he doesn't have the drama that comes with Partey. By the way, Berta is preparing for life after Arteta with Mikel Odegaard are done, and Madueke's signing makes no sense. Big up Northside. Nani Madueke's signing now makes sense with the fact that we got Eze on top and we got Gyökeres still. It wouldn't have made sense if we didn't get those other guys. My opinion on the midfield, I think we need to realize that Zubimendi, you're going to see how good he is over the time. You said it. You don't like to judge players until you've seen enough. I think we're going to all see that not only is Zubimendi a better player than Partey, he has more legs than Partey. Partey's legs are shot last season. There was a lot of moments on the defensive side where we conceded goals because of him.
The guy, you haven't seen enough to make that statement, bro.
I've seen enough to say he's won the most take-ons so far in the first 3 games of the Premier League season. He's been amazing.
It's not about the take-ons, though. It's about doing your job, bro. And his overall performance against Man United wasn't good enough. We need to see consistency because Partey
he actually had food poisoning the night before versus Man United.
Here it goes, food poisoning. This is what I mean, bro. Egal, I'm not saying that you can't like the player, bro, but let's not forget who Partey was. Do you know what I don't like about this fan? Let me be honest with you. What I don't like about this fan base here is the disrespect over certain players that were consistent performers. I saw it about Aubameyang. I've seen it about Partey. I've seen it about a lot of players, bro, and people just dismiss it. Give it time, bro. Let's see. We have not seen it enough for you to make a statement like that. Because Partey, when available, even when you man labeled him injury prone, got straight into the team. Am I lying?
Yeah, because we didn't have.
Because he was the best DM that we've got. He was the best DM that we've got. And yes, he was towards the latter stages of his career, but he had attributes Rice don't have. That's why we had to try and get a Zubimendi that had similar, because he couldn't do.
Bro, our best football we played, the midfield pivot was Jorginho, Rice, and Odegaard, in my opinion.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
After the 2024-2025 season, that run that we were on with Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard was the best attacking football we played. We were blowing teams out 4-5-0 on a regular basis. Am I wrong?
Jorginho, bro. Are you serious?
Yes. At that time, when we were playing with Jorginho, that was where we had the most control and we had good possession and we were able to play passes, ping passes everywhere. It was beautiful. I'm not saying Partey is a bad player. I'm not saying Partey was okay, but let's be honest. Zubimendi is going to show that Zubimendi is going to show that he's a better player than Partey, and it's just going to take time. We're going to see more control of games. We're going to see the awareness that he has on recovery on the defensive side. People are not going to miss Partey as much as they think because of Zubimendi. But yeah, I'm going to have to wrap this up. But before we wrap it up, Northside, what is going to take for Arteta to do to prove you wrong? To prove you wrong,
win me the Prem or win me the Champions League, and I'll apologize. I'll do a 2-hour stream apologizing.
You'll do a 2-hour stream if we win the league or Champions League.
Yep, I'll be celebrating and apologizing. 2 hours. Anyone can jump on.
Yes. Bears, I got kids crying. It's bath time, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll be on Northside's channel later tonight, guys. So please do check that out. Have you already posted the link to the video? I can get them redirected to that now.
No. I need to set up the live stream. Let's set up the live stream still.
All right, when you do set it up, we will make sure we put it in the community tab. But for now, guys, this is just a short little video. Hopefully we do this more often. It's good to have a difference of opinion. People always think, oh, Egal just thinks one way. The thing about me is I'm willing to be proven wrong. But if we get proven wrong, that means the team's doing bad. So obviously I don't want that. and Northside's willing to get proven wrong also, because if we win, that just means he's happy. So exactly. There you go. And as for the topics of today's discussion, you heard it here first. The squad's ready. It's on the manager. he thinks Arteta's ruining some players with the injuries, and I disagree. As for Gyökeres, just give him more time. I think we'll all be proven we'll all be proven right that he's going to work out in the future. And I don't want to get into the Partey Zubimendi talk ever again, man. Personally, Partey's in the past. We've moved on. I don't want to. He was decent for us while he played. He was actually really good for 2 seasons where he was one of the best in his position. And I just don't want people to think I'm sitting here bashing him. I just think we were better off without the drama. And I think Zubimendi's going to show that he's well serviceable to play in that position, Northside.
Hopefully. If he plays the way he plays against Bilbao, then cool. Because after that performance, I was like, yo, he actually played well. He was my man of the match against Atletico Bilbao. So like I said, I'm not bashing Zubimendi. I'm just like, I need to see it on a consistent basis. Because one thing Partey gave us when available was consistency.
Yeah, we're gonna see a Zubimendi has arrived video after Nottingham Forest. I guarantee you, that is where you're gonna be like Zubimendi has arrived. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I'm gonna send you over to Football Terrace. Big up everybody. Catch you guys later. You already know what it is.
Love.